Very good afternoon, ma'am, and thank you very much for the invitation and for making me a part of this session. So I'm going to be talking about very few simple cases of AMD. So are my slides visible? Everything okay?
Yes, all good.
Thank you. So my first case is a usual case of age-related macular degeneration that you see in our clinics, and this is a 73-year-old male Caucasian has had 3 previous injections elsewhere, and the visual acuity is poor in the left eye especially, but also low in the right eye. And if you have a look at both the eyes, you have this grayish membrane in the center, and the left eye has hemorrhage right in the macular center. And if you look at the OCT, it's very simple. There's nothing much to be discussed. There is a double layer sign in the right eye, and the left eye has intraretinal fluid, subretinal fluid, and a CNV. So this looks very much like a straightforward case of AMD. And if you see the fluorescein angiography, it shows you the early hyperfluorescence, especially in the left eye. You can see that there is this membrane which is lighting up in the very initial phase. And as you progress, you have this tripled hyperfluorescence which is coming in the late phase. So far so good. So this is AMD, right? But the diagnosis, of course, here is a bilateral CNV. And if you look at the ICG, what do you see? So on the ICG, actually, you're able to see very distinct areas of hypofluorescence in both the eyes, which suggest choriocapillaries hypoperfusion. So what is this exactly? These are nothing but choroidal granulomas. The lesions are highly suspicious for granulomas, and this patient was investigated, and this patient actually had a quantiferon positive. CT scan was positive, and this patient had actually a sputum culture positive for TB. And if you see the 4-month follow-up after treatment with steroids and antitubercular therapy, the ICGA looks much better. This patient, of course, went on to receive injections for the CNV, which was secondary to inflammation. So this is very important for us to realize. And if you go back to the clinical photo, you will realize that in patients who do not have any other feature apart from the neovascularization, this patient doesn't have any drusen. And that's a very important feature that you see in this patient, which should sort of make you aware that this could be an alternative diagnosis. So the first and the most important condition which mimics AMD always is an underlying posterior uveitis. Let's look at another case. This is a 65-year-old female Asian Indian, has a visual acuity of 20/80, diagnosed with wet AMD. And of course, you can see this pre-retinal hemorrhage and this yellowish grayish membrane in the retina. Now, if you look at the fluorescein, it's very important to see that the fluorescein shows you what the ICG may show you, but even the fluorescein can be sometimes enough to show you this kind of the polypoidal lesions on the angiogram. So when you are in the clinics and when you are in a hurry, you may actually miss these polyps, and a blown up image very clearly shows you these polyps which are seen on fluorescein angiography. And of course, ICG will very clearly show you these polyps much better than the fluorescein angiography. And this patient has additional OCT features which are not very typical of AMD. And this is something which is very important for all of us to realize, that when you have this sort of a PED and you have subretinal fluid, peak PEDs, and this double layer sign, this is a PCV, and this must be differentiated from the usual garden variety of AMD. And now we have the non-ICGA OCT features which have been described that have a very high predictive value of PCV. And these include sharp peak PEDs. Especially I look at the double layer sign, and I of course look at the other features such as the NFAS OCT complex RP elevation, which is something that you see as a hyperreflective branching network which are connecting multiple PEDs. So there is a multiple sort of a multi-layered PED and multiple PEDs which are seen. These are very important features of PCV. Let's look at another case of, this is a 68-year-old male, has this kind of an appearance of on the OCT. Now, if you look at this picture, you should never miss the choroid. Such a thick choroid, and you have this double layer sign. this is definitely a pointer which is against age-related macular degeneration. And if you look at the ICG, it shows you this diffuse fuzziness and haze, and you have prominent vessels. And nowadays, we are also looking at the vortex veins for the engorgement of the vortex veins. And this definitely goes in favor of pachychoroid neovasculopathy. So always look at the choroid. In patients with AMD, we expect to have a thin choroid because of the disease itself, as well as the age of these patients. And so looking at an alternative diagnosis such as PNV is very essential. And we have another patient here who has decreased vision in both the eyes and metamorphopsia. And you see there are drusins now. So you can't argue that there are no drusins in this patient. And if you look at the fluorescein and ICG, on the fluorescein angiography, the drusins light up very well, and the ICG shows them as hypospots. This is in the late phase, and this is the other eye which shows you these drusen. Now, this patient on the OCT has subretinal fluid and large colloid drusen. Now, remember, this is a patient who, when you perform OCT angiography, does not show you any neovascular network. So what is this? This is a case which we have published in the past, and this is a patient with early onset drusen. Now, these patients with early onset drusen, especially colloid drusen and cuticular drusen, may have this kind of an optically clear space on the OCT without a neovascularization. And you can check it using OCT angiography. Even in fact, the fluorescein angiography doesn't show you much leakage. And so these patients may have no neovascularization, and simply the colloid may exude and create an optically empty space. Very rarely, you may have very small micro neovascularization, which may not be picked up even on the OCT angiography. So it's very important to follow up these patients. But this patient definitely did not have any, and this patient does not require any treatment. My last case is that of an elderly male with recently diagnosed metamorphopsia in the left eye, and this is how his OCT looks like. And so again, you have this double layer sign, you have sort of a optically empty space, and which looks like fluid. And this patient has hyperfluorescence on the fluorescein angiography. But if you look at the late phase, and if you look at the autofluorescence, actually, this is the autofluorescence image which shows you hyperautofluorescence. This is something which should be an important feature that should remind you of vitelliform disease. So if you look at this patient has a prolonged history from 2012, and this patient always had this kind of vitelliform lesion right under the foveal center. And with time, the vitelliform material actually absorbed. And so this is very important for us to realize that these patients do not require anti-VEGF therapy. So what can you commonly misdiagnose as AMD? It should be PNV, PCV, uveitis, early onset drusen, and adult vitelliform disease. Of course, we have more conditions which can mimic AMD, but I'm going to limit my talk to these conditions because of lack of time. With this, thank you very much, and I'll be happy to take any questions. Thank you.